The moment we came here as human beings, life got complicated. If we had come here as any other creature on this planet, if we eat, we sleep, we reproduce and one day we die, everything would be fine. But the moment you come here as a human being, you still need to do all these things. You need to eat, sleep, maybe reproduce, and of course we will die. But somehow, it's not good enough. Something more needs to happen with our life. How much more? Whoever you are right now, you want something more to happen with your life. Hello? That's a question. You want something more to happen. If that something more happens right now, of course you want something more to happen. If that happens right now, you want something more to happen. I'm asking you, how much more will settle you for good? Hello? How much more? Huh? If I make you the king of this planet, will it settle? No. If I make you the king or queen of this planet, you will look at the moon, you look at the solar system, you look at the galaxy. If I give you one galaxy, you will say, what about the rest? Because it is intrinsic to human nature that you want to expand. How much expansion? Limitless expansion. In search of this limitless expansion, when a whole generation of people or large populations on the planet have no sense of anything beyond their physical nature, they will seek this expansion in physical ways. Physically, can you ever become boundless expansion? You should not even fill this sofa, all right? Hello? Physical expansion is not good. Right now, this longing to expand is finding expression physically, mentally, emotionally, maybe for a few consciously. If you seek expansion physically, it will end up as sexuality. You're trying to make something which is not a part of you as a part of yourself. That is the fundamental urge. If it finds an emotional expression, it gets labeled as love. Once again, you're trying to make someone who is not you as a part of yourself. If it finds a mental expression, we will call this ambition, conquest, or simply shopping. Something that is not you, you want to make it a part of yourself. If it finds a conscious expression, then we say this is yoga. The word yoga does not mean twisting and turning and in the end looking like a leftover noodle. Yoga means union. Is everybody… Are you breathing? Hello? Check and tell me, don't just… Are you breathing? Because the way you're silent, I'm having doubts. You breathing, everybody? That's a good thing. Because one day you will not be breathing. One day when somebody checks you like this, all right? Today we're breathing, great. What you inhale is the exhalation from the tree. Hello? What you exhale is the inhalation for the tree. Actually, one part of your lungs are hanging out there. It is? if you could experience this, if you actually experienced one part of my lung is hanging out there, does anybody have to teach you any ecological nonsense? This is yoga. If you experience everything as a part of yourself, because in reality it is a part of yourself, this sense of… crazy sense of individual existence is just a psychological madness. When you sleep, do you sleep as a person or just sleep as life? Hello? Do you sleep at all? Now I'm asking because I was told Goan people are all night birds, so I'm asking. Are you sleeping here in the day? Hello? Now, what you call as my body is something that we gathered. Hello? You were not born this way. You gathered this over a period of time. What is it? The food that you eat. What is the food that you eat? The soil that you walk upon. Now, the very soil that we walk upon, we made it into this body. And this has become so dear to us, it's everything to us. In many ways, that's all most people have, the body. But we have forgotten that we made this body out of this soil. We have forgotten that if this body has to be strong and well and with the fullest of possibilities, it's not just… it is no good for a human being just to be alive. All possibilities of being human must find expression, only then this means something to you. Otherwise a human being will become depressed and miserable. Beginning to happen all around the world, mental illness is becoming one of the biggest problems, where WHO has declared there is going to be a mental illness pandemic. The word pandemic, 3 years ago you did not know what's the meaning of that word, hello? But now you know the meaning of it very experientially. What pandemic means is, in this hall, if there are 3 people who got something, everybody else will get it. That's pandemic. So when we say mental health pandemic, we are talking about similar things. That mental illness may not be limited to few individuals, whole societies could become sick with it. Now people are also talking about suicide pandemic. In United States of America, in 2022, more people committed suicide than the people who died of automobile accidents. In Japan, more people died of suicide than they died of coronavirus. So we don't need virus, we are anyway in this mode. Why does a human being become like this? Why is it that somebody would want to end their life? Because for every life, its life is precious, isn't it? A small life, let's say an ant, you go and see an ant and try to catch it, does it do everything possible to save its life? Hello? Or does it think, oh, I'm just an ant, let me die? No. It will do everything possible because the most precious thing that an ant has is life. You seem to have something other than life, which I'm yet to discover. Have you been to anybody's funeral? Hello? At least once you've seen a funeral? Yes. If you go there, there will be one man. Usually in Goa he is suited and booted, but like this. You go and tell him, I've got $1 billion for you. Not interested? You go and tell him, the most important property in Goa, we will give it to you. You tell him the most beautiful woman in the world is yours. Tell him whatever, the guy is not interested. Hello? Have you seen such people? Have you or not? You have? What is it that happened to him? Once life is taken out of this, all the other nonsense means nothing. Hello? The only thing that you have which is precious to you, the only thing that you actually have, forget about preciousness, the only thing that you have is life. But you're imagining a lot of other things, you think you have them. These things are only in comparison with each other in a given society. If somebody is wearing a certain kind of clothing, you want that. If somebody has this much money, you want that. If somebody has a car, you want that. These are okay, these are social things, these are not existential things. Hello? This happened just before I started the Save Soil journey. I was in United States and there was a young man there who was running around like his tail was on fire. I said, "Hey, what's the matter with you?" Then he said, "Sadhguru, I want to earn $1 billion, $1 billion I want to earn." I say, "You don't worry, come tomorrow morning, I'll give you $1 billion. "Really, Sadhguru?" I said, "Yes, you come tomorrow, I'll give you $1 billion. He had come with 8 of his friends. I said, "These 8 of your friends, these 8 people, your friends, I'm going to give each one of them $10 billion. "Sadhguru, why is that? They're getting 10, I'm getting 1. I said, "Your life's ambition was just to get $1 billion, now what happened?" No, but they're having 10, so I'm having a problem." Now this is a problem, this is a disease. Right from kindergarten you have started this on your children and you were started this way. You must be number 1 in the class. Your mother never inquired, what's happening with other children, are they doing well? No, if they do worse, it's better because you are number 1. The moment you start enjoying other people's failures, the moment you start enjoying what others don't have, there is a sickness, isn't it so? Hello? Suppose you're all starving, I've eaten well and I feel very happy. Oh, all of them starving, I am full. Is this joy or is this sickness? This sickness, once it enters you, then you can't see anything the way it is. It's because of this, soil has become what it has become. We are not doing what we need. We are trying to prove something to somebody all the time, endlessly. I'll tell you a story. Can I tell you a story? Because to tell a story, you must be in the right attitude. If I tell you once upon a time, lot of people think it's a bedtime. Once upon a time, no, that's not the way. See, to really grasp the story, you must be in that mode. Once upon a time, what happened? Huh? Hello? Once upon a time, wrong noises. Anyway, once upon a time, there was a potato farmer. Who? Potato farmer. What does he grow? Potatoes. But one day, he got a desire to eat mangoes. What was his desire? Say it loudly, your mango is over the season. So he went looking for the mango tree. He found the right mango tree. He went to the tree, but out of sheer habit, being a potato farmer, he started digging the earth for mangoes. So only young girls are enjoying the story, others are, okay, what about it? Come on! See, you are also a story. Right now you are a story. Some stories will be remembered, some will be forgotten, but that's not the important thing. Are you at least enjoying your story, I'm saying? For that you need little aha. Otherwise everything, what about it? Everything, what about it? Nothing. There is nothing about it. If you live or you die, what about it? Hello? So, he started digging for what? He started digging for mangoes. When he found no mangoes, he became furious and dug furiously. After some time, the tree came down upon him. This is the story of humanity right now. In search of happiness and well-being, we're digging the world upside down. All this has happened not because of evil. There's no evil force destroying this planet in search of human happiness and well-being. But I'm asking you a simple question. All human experience, happiness, joy, ecstasy, misery, madness, anxiety, stress, whatever nonsense you experience in your life, does it happen from within you or does it happen… It happens from within you? Right now, do you at least see me? Even if you're not listening to me, do you see me? Hello? If you see me, use one hand and one finger and point where I am. You got it wrong. You know, I am a mystic from southern India. You got it all wrong. This light is falling upon me, reflecting, going through your lenses, inverted image in the retina, you know the whole story, right? Where do you see me right now? Within yourself. Where do you hear me right now? Within yourself. Where have you seen the whole world? Within yourself. Have you ever seen or experienced anything outside of yourself? Everything that ever happened to you happened only within yourself. What happens within you, do you believe you can fix it by fixing or digging up the whole world? Hello? This is like you got into the car, you're in the garage, you want to go forward, but you put reverse gear and throttled up, you know what happens. Maybe you'll bring down the house. This is all that's happening. Now there is a debate, oh, ecology or economy? This question is like this. You made the foundation for your home, built a nice house, then of course you had babies and they had babies, so you had to build one more floor. You thought, why go anywhere else for all that material? And you started pulling out the foundation because anyway it's no use, it's under the earth. Pulled it out and started building the first floor. You know the consequence of this house. That is our economy right now. Ecology is the basis of every damn economy on the planet. Now, the body that you carry, is soil. The clothes that you wear is soil. The chair that you sit on is soil. Tell me one damn thing here which is not soil. Everything, we dug it out of the earth, isn't it so? Or did you bring something from the Mars? The men I'm asking. Hello? You didn't go to Mars? No, because some people believe men came from Mars, so just checking. Everything, from your physical body to everything that we are using right now comes from the soil. And we just forgot that this is the source of our life. We started treating it as a resource. The moment you treat the source as a resource, there is a sacrilege which will bring enormous pain to us. Every one of us have fed upon our mother's breast. Shall we call her a resource? Hello? Shall we call her a resource? Or is she the source of our life? Is she the source of our life or is she a resource that we can use and finish off? This is the source of our life. Unfortunately, nearly 85% of the nations on the planet still refer to the soil as an inert substance. It is the largest living system, not just on this planet, in the known universe. It is the largest living system, trillions of species of life. What this microbial life means is, they are the foundational life for our existence. A complex life like this has happened because of that microbial life which evolved in tremendous complexity, trillions of life, species. Today, top soil scientists in the world are admitting they know less than 1% of the species present in the soil. When you know less than 1%, you should not mess with it. Hello? When you know less than 1% about something, should you mess with it? Openly, when top scientists are admitting we know less than 1% of the species, that is not a thing that you mess with because you're messing with the source of life. If we live, it's soil, if we die, it is soil. This is the nature of our life. How did we happen on this planet? How a single-celled creatures which inhabited this planet at one time slowly became so complex that it could produce a human being. When I say a human being, I want you to understand and celebrate that you are the flower of evolution on this planet. Hello? Oh, okay, I'm the flower. What? Flower means fragrance should ooze. Hello? See? Flower means beauty should be on your face, fragrance should ooze out of you. That's life. You are the peak of evolution. That means you're literally on top of the world. But most human beings are not feeling like they're on top of the world because they are psychological cases. Their own thought and emotion is killing them from within. It's your thought and emotion. It's supposed to happen the way you want. Hello? It's your psychological drama. Should be directed by you, I'm saying. Hello? Now all these night birds, are they sleeping up in the afternoon? That's what I'm checking. All the young people, you must every 5 minutes you must move and show me that you are there and alive. This happened. A lady went to sleep. In her sleep, she had a dream. In her dream, she saw a hunk of a man staring at her. Then he started coming closer and closer and closer and closer. He came so close to her, she could even feel his breath. And she trembled, not in fear. And then she asked, "What will you do to me?" The man said, "Well, lady, it's your dream." What happens in your head is your dream. At least your damn dream must happen the way you want it. Hello? Life around you will never happen. Life around you will never happen 100% the way you want it. The larger the scope of your life, less and less things will happen the way you want it. Yes. Even if you're just two people in your family, still it doesn't happen 100% the way you want it. Yes or no? 51% your way, you're the boss. Yes? 51% your way, you're doing great. If you try 100%, nobody will be there around you, for sure. That'll happen to you. But nobody has anybody, your parents, your children, your husband, your wife, your neighbor, your friend, anybody ever happened 100% the way you want them? Anybody? No, nobody happens, I want you to know. Just now, last 2 days ago, somebody was telling me, "Sadhguru, Krishna, such a… Janmashtami, Krishna was such a perfect human being." I said, "You should have talked to his wives." They complained continuously. because they had problems with him. Now after 5,000 years, he's a perfect picture for you. But if you lived with him, there are issues, all right? However fantastic he was, still people have issues, yes or no? People always have. So when this is the way… this is the nature of creation, at least this one person must happen the way you want him or her that you are, yes or no? This one person must happen your way. If this doesn't happen your way, you're a lost case. If this happened your way, you happened the way you want yourself to be, would you be blissed out or miserable? Blissed out, isn't it? For yourself, you always want the highest level of pleasantness. Sometimes what you want for your neighbor may be debatable, but what you want for yourself is very clear, highest level of pleasantness, isn't it? Why is it not happening? Situations are not happening our way, country is not happening our way, world is not happening our way, but this one person must happen your way, isn't it? If this one is not happening, something fundamental is off, yes or no? Something very fundamental is off. I want you to understand, this is the basis of ecological degradation on the planet. Because we are not able to fix this, we want to fix everything else in the universe. If you did not know this, just now something was declassified which is dangerous and insane. NASA was planning… NASA, you know the organization. NASA was planning to put a hole into the core of the moon and take out some metals which are there. It seems these metals are 100 times lighter than steel and over 200 to 300 times stronger than steel. So they want to go to the core of the moon and get that. But suppose it broke, you would always have a half moon. Or it may land on the planet and anyway destroy everything. Hello? So how much more we want, there is no limit, simply because we are in pursuit of happiness. You can pursue happiness as much as you want, you will never get there. The thing is, if you know how to keep this one, you can be whichever way you want. Pleasantness is what you're seeking. You want pleasantness of body. If your body becomes pleasant, we say, this is health. You want it? No. Next few questions that I ask, if you say yes, no or silence, I'm going to bless you for that. Okay? It's up to you. Do you want health? If the body becomes very pleasant, we call it pleasure. If this mind becomes pleasant, we call this peace. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it joy. If your emotions become pleasant, we call this love. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it compassion. If the very life energies become pleasant, we call this blissfulness. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it ecstasy. If the surroundings become pleasant, we call it success. Only to create pleasantness of our surroundings, we need the cooperation of people and forces around us. To create pleasantness of body, pleasantness of mind, pleasantness of emotion, pleasantness of energy is 100% your business. Hello? Is 100% your business, yes or no? If you want to create pleasantness here, then you need other people's help, because if they don't cooperate, it won't happen. But to create pleasantness here, do you need anybody's permission? For you to be joyful, do you need anybody's permission? But our problem is always, we want to fix the other. We want to fix that one and that one and that one. You fix everybody in the world, you will not be okay. If you fix just this one, your life is beautiful. And when you're feeling beautiful, when you're feeling joyful, have you noticed this in your life? On a certain day, you're very happy. Have you been like that? Or it's only for the tourists? I'm just asking, have you been that on a certain day you were very happy? Yes. On that day, if I come and meet you, I'm sure you are a wonderful human being on that day. Another day, you are either angry or frustrated or depressed mode. On that day if we meet you, it's possible you're nasty. Hello? Possible, come on, when you're frustrated and angry, won't you be nasty? This is the case with every human being, that if they are feeling pleasant and wonderful within themselves, they are wonderful to everything around them. When they are feeling nasty, they will share it. Yes or no? So unfortunately, we've not taken care of this. This is why Save Soil is under the Conscious Planet banner, because the problem is unconscious and compulsive behavior of the human being. See, if you were like any other creature, that your life is settled, the moment you eat well, your life is settled, you know. See, for most creatures, stomach full, life settled. Once you come as a human being, stomach empty, only one problem, food. Once stomach is full, 100 problems. Hello? Because human nature is not just about survival. Human nature wants to expand because we have come unformed, unlike other animals. If you take other creatures, 90% of their life is determined by nature. Only 10% latitude for their individual development. With the human being, only 10% is determined by nature, 90% is in your hands. So it is this freedom that you're struggling and stressful about. See, if there is a tiger is not sitting and wondering how to become a good tiger. Will I become a good tiger or will I end up as a house cat? There is no such problems for the tiger. Eat well, he becomes a good tiger. You come as a human being, to become a good human being, how many damn things you must do? And after doing all that, when you're just thinking you're about to doing well, maybe your children, your teenage children will tell you, you're no good. When you're just about thinking you're achieved something in your life, somebody tells you, you're no good. Or you yourself will feel that way, because what is human is not a fixed entity. This is why we refer to you as a being. A being means, see, we don't say a tiger being, elephant being, ant being, no, only human being, because you're supposed to know how to be. How far away from that have you become? How to be? If you knew how to be, would you keep yourself in the highest level of pleasantness or unpleasantness by choice? Pleasantness, isn't it? It doesn't matter what you see in the world, what is a human being trying to do? Whether it is success or career or entertainment or religion or meditation or somebody wants to go to heaven, what is it? You're in search of pleasantness, isn't it? Somebody thinks it'll happen by going to the bar, somebody thinks it'll happen by going to the temple, somebody thinks it'll happen by going to the office, somebody thinks it'll happen by doing something else, or somebody thinks they have to go to heaven. But everybody is looking for pleasantness. If pleasantness is achieved, then we are looking for profoundness of life. This is all you're looking for. But such a simple thing, it doesn't happen because we don't take charge of this mechanism, we try to conquer the world. World is to be handled gently because it's a limited resource and we are part of the recycle process. We must keep this rich so that when you go to the earth, you're rich. If you're just bones, what do? Hello? Even when we get buried one day, at least we must be rich, isn't it? It's important because life should be rich. This is what every life is aspiring for. Whether it's a tree or an ant or a big elephant or you are aspiring to be a full-fledged life. But with all other creatures, we know what is full-fledged because nature has drawn two lines for them. For a human being, there's no top line. That is a confusion. What is a full-fledged human being? You don't know. How much ever you do, it looks like you have to do something more. Hello? How much ever you do, it looks like there is something more because nature has taken away the top line for you. This is the most beautiful possibility in human life and that is what human beings are suffering right now. The greatest thing in your life is, nature has not determined who you are, it has left it in your hands. Isn't this the greatest possibility? But this is what human beings are suffering. Wherever they are, how to be, they are suffering all the time. How many ways of suffering, unbelievable. I don't know to what extent you are exposed, every day I meet thousands of people. How many methods of suffering they've invented means all of them, their employment is assured for them if there is a hell, employment is assured. Because they are so good at torturing themselves, I'm sure they'll be qualified to torture other people. Hello? Because generally everybody is saying, most people go to hell, I'm sure they need torture people, right? Hello? If so much population is coming to hell, you need somebody to torture people. So all of you who really torture yourself, your employment is assured. Because if you can go on poking yourself, I'm sure you can poke others also. Very well. So it's time. It is time humanity addresses its consciousness. It is not of your physicality is not everything, nor your psychology everything. These are all made-up things, you gathered these things. This is a heap of food, this is a heap of impressions. What you gather can be yours, it cannot be you. What is you? The life that you are is the very source of everything that you are, is like this. What did you have for lunch? Hello? Anybody? Huh? Ah, how could I miss that? You ate a fish. A fish, does it look like you? No. Does it smell like you? Fortunately. Nothing. You and fish are so far away. Even in the evolutionary scale, the first thing that happened is water life and the last thing that happened is a human being. So, two ends of creation. But if you eat a fish, within 3 to 4 hours' time, the fish goes inside and becomes a human being. Huh? I'll do one thing, get me a fish right now, I'll take a fish in my hand and turn it into a human being. Who would you think I am? Must be Creator himself, isn't it? But you are also doing it, sir, every day. It's just that not in your hands, you're doing it in your stomach, but you're doing it. Hello? If there was no source of creation within you, do you believe a fish could become a human being in 4 hours' time? It took 4 billion years probably for a fish to become a human being in evolutionary scale. But you, too fantastic you are. If the source of creation was somewhere up there and you don't want to go there, I don't blame you, no problem. But if it's throbbing right here and if you miss it, this is a tragedy, isn't it? Hello? So what spiritual process means is, it's not about going somewhere, it's not about another life. It is to ensure that you don't become this kind of tragedy when the most profound dimension, which is the very source of creation, is throbbing within you, you did not feel it, you did not experience it, you did not know it. This is a tragic life. Hello? You spend your life like every other creature trying to earn a living all your life. No, this is about life. Earning a living is just a small part of it. This earning a living, this trying to earn a living, what kind of living? When we are hungry, one meal will do. If we get one meal, we need two. If we get two, we need three. Then we need one home, then we need two homes, then we need… whole world, it's not going to settle us. So this so-called earning a living is what is destroying everything. Now, is there a way to live? Yes, there is a way to live where it need not be. I'm asking you, if you are not in pursuit of happiness, if you are joyful by your own nature and your life is an expression of your joy, not in search of joy, would you do things which are damaging to everything around you? Hello? You don't need any ecological sciences. If you are very joyful, you would value every life around you naturally, isn't it? This is all that needs to happen. So Save Soil movement is just about this. This is not a protest, this is not an agitation, this is not an expression of our anger or frustration. This is an expression of our love and responsibility for the life that we are, and the life that's around us, and the life that should be beyond us. This is very important. UNFAO is one of the foremost scientific organizations when it comes to soil, is saying that the food that we are eating right now is not even the food that belongs to our children, it is the food that belongs to the unborn child. We are eating it up right now. Eating up an unborn child's food means, essentially it means we are grabbing something from an absolutely helpless life. See, even if a 2-year-old child, if you mess with him, he will bite you if he cannot punch you. Hello? He will try to defend himself in his own way. An unborn child means absolutely defenseless life. If we are eating up the food of that unborn child, have we become that kind of human beings, I'm asking? Hello? Have we become that kind of human beings that we will grab the food of the unborn child? Just to give you a context, if a 2-year-old girl is walking on the street eating an ice cream, will you grab it and eat it up? Are you that kind? Hello? We are not that kind, but unfortunately we are behaving that way because we are completely unconscious of what we are doing. This has not happened because of evil minds. This has not happened because of some evil force. This has happened simply because of unconscious and compulsive behavior. This is why creating a conscious planet has become most vital thing, because as human beings get more and more empowered, when I say empowered, today, individual human beings, one man can do what 10,000 men could not do 1,000 years ago. Hello? Because of technology and machines and things like that. When we have this power, it's extremely important how we do everything. When we were powerless, we could just do whatever we wanted because it didn't matter. It's like an ant can go everywhere, it can climb on you, get down, no problem. If you become an elephant, then where you step you must watch, isn't it? Right now we have become bigger than a dinosaur in terms of our impact. When we become that big, how and where we step, we must be conscious, otherwise this is going to be very damaging. Just that, to just tell you this, the last time that a great disaster happened on this planet was when one species of animals became overly powerful. The dinosaurs became overly powerful and then the whole life system collapsed. It took many thousands of years before it revived again. Once again we are in that situation where one species has become too powerful. One species' footprint is too big that others are collapsing. When we talk about soil, we are talking about the fundamentals of life collapsing slowly. And it is no more slow because 2045, 2050 is not really future, it's our life, isn't it? Hello? It's not another generation. It is still in the scope of your life. And by 2045, they're saying we will be producing 40% less food. I want you to just imagine this, that in this city, if 40% of the people have not eaten for last 3 days, do you believe you could come and sit here? Do you believe you can go to your cinema? Do you believe you can go to your beach? Do you believe you can go to your work? Do you believe that? But that is where we are driving the world once again. Before 1950s, this country and also many parts of the world have seen extreme famines. In this country, certain famines within 3 to 4 months took over 3 million people in 3 months' time. Famine is the worst possible way to die. War is much better because you get shot and you're dead. Famine is a slow fade. It'll take 3 to 4 months for a human being to die. If I tell you what all has happened in famine situations, in many parts of the world, almost everywhere this has happened, people have chopped off the limbs of their own children and eaten, unable to bear the hunger, just wanting to survive, but not wanting to kill their children. After doing something like that, can a human being live a normal life? Is it possible? But once again, we are driving the world towards famines. This year, 7 nations are going towards famine. About 39 million people are already into famine situation. It is the World Food Program which asked for $15 billion to provide food to these regions, now has said they don't have the money. They have not received this money because of the war and things like that. Because of this, they are saying, in the next 3 to 4 months, at least 360,000, that is 3.6 lakh children below 8 years of age will die in the next 4 months, starving. What has happened to us? After all this technology, of this education, this information, civilization, what is the problem with us? The problem with us is just this: we are not evil, we are unconscious. Ignorance and unconsciousness and compulsive behavior is far more dangerous than evil itself. This is what the world is witnessing right now. This is why Save Soil is of such significance. Fortunately, the world has responded. They put some 74 nations. Today, we have 80 nations which have signed up for Save Soil movement. United States has… United States has invested $8.5 billion for soil regeneration, just now about 15 days ago. Germany has invested $4.5 billion for its soil project. European Union has just now unfolded its soil they're yet to allocate a budget. And CARICOM nations, that is all the Caribbean nations and a few South American nations have all signed up and they're also declaring their soil policy. Guyana, with whom we are working, has allocated 100 square kilometers of rich agricultural land for us, for Isha Foundation to manifest this on the ground. Similar things are happening in Karnataka as a part of Kaveri calling. This 83,000 square kilometers of land, which we call as the Kaveri Basin, is being revived. 5.2 million farmers are living and working here. We are trying to involve all of them. The governments are also doing significant work. And India, central government of India has allocated 19,000 crores for 13 river basins based on the Kaveri calling. Similar projects have been unfolding. China, where we ran a very low-key, very low-key campaign, just 3 days ago announced their soil policy. So the world is responding, but the citizens of the world must keep your voices up. It's not over. It is not over. The work is not over. Awareness has come, we have reached 3.91 billion people. The governments are responding, but the work is not over, it's just begun. In a democratic nation, if you want something very important to happen, you must keep your voices up. We don't want voices of anger. We don't voices of frustration. We don't voices of blaming each other. Every one of us are a part of this problem. Every one of us have contributed to this problem knowingly or unknowingly. The only way around is every one of us become a part of the solution. So, I want voices of responsibility, I want voices of love and understanding, because if a democratically elected government has to invest long-term, people have to will it. Right now, not a single nation on the planet till now they are doing it, till now, not a single nation, citizens have ever said, we are concerned about long-term well-being of this nation. If at least 60% of the voting population stands up and says, we are concerned about this, governments would invest. But it's never happened. It only happens in small tea parties, they will gossip and they go home and sleep. It is time that as citizens of Bharat, you stand up and express your responsibility, not for one day, continuously this must happen, that your voice, for your concern for soil, whatever little knowledge you have, you can talk about it, you can explore the FAO's website, there is tremendous amount of material there. But if it's too complicated and scientific for you, you can go to Save Soil website, it is simplified, and there it is very important you educate yourself and you educate people around you, and it's important that you give assurances to your governments that you are with them if they take long-term policy. Because till now, citizens of this country and almost every country in the world are only asking for little discount in the gas price, little discount in their income tax, 1% give me discount and I'll vote for you, or give me a TV or a saree or a computer, I'll give for you. This is how we have been. It is time you express long-term well-being of this nation. Address the long-term well-being of this nation, which means the well-being of your children. If you see, I don't have to give you a philosophy, I don't have to give you a teaching, it's not your religion, it is not your philosophy, it is not your morality. Within you, there is something intrinsic that you want your children to live better than you, yes or no? This is not taught to you by somebody, it is very intrinsic to you. You want your children to live better than you. But I want you to understand, we are creating a situation where no matter what education they have, what wealth they have, what money they have, they will not be able to live well on this planet well in another 50 years, or it's not even 50 years, in another 30 years, if we don't do anything about this now. So as a generation, we have this responsibility, we have this challenge. At the same time, we have this privilege that if we act now, within next 6 to 10 years' time, we can make a significant turnaround. So we could be that generation which turned back from the brink of a disaster, not a generation which walked into a disaster and then cry about it. I'm supposed to take questions. If you have questions, please, any kind of question, I don't know how much time we have. Who's got a question? Woo! Please give that boy a microphone.
Sadhguru, Sadhguru, I want to ask you, you can have a temple in Goa, please? Because no one… I have many questions to ask, but no one telling me the correct answer. I have one problem. I want to be conscious.
Is that the question? Okay, please sit down. So if you're unconscious, how do you know that other people are giving you the wrong answer? I'm telling you this The moment you're not conscious of what is the nature of your existence, the moment you do not know the context of your existence, then you have no clue what is right and wrong. This is why I'm repeatedly telling you, all the nonsense in the world is happening because somebody believes they are doing the right thing. Even if they kill somebody, they think it's the right thing. Even if they wage a war on somebody, they think it's the right thing. Isn't it so? Hello? Because once you don't have a context, this is the way it is. What is the context? One thing is, it's like this. This cosmos, where it begins, where it ends, you don't know. Neither science knows nor religion knows. Hello? Where does it begin, where does it end? Neither scientists have found out, nor religious people have learned to say something about it. We don't know. So vast it is. In this solar system where we are, it's a speck. In that tiny speck of solar system, planet Earth is a micro speck. In that micro speck of a planet, Goa is a super micro speck. In that, you are a big man. This is a serious problem. You don't have a context of who you are, both in terms of time and space. What you're occupying here is a minuscule, isn't it? Hello? In terms of time, you're just a blimp. In terms of space, you're just a speck of dust. But how many problems And I'm telling you, your sense of time, for example, have you noticed on a particular day, I've already checked, were you happy one day? You said yes. On that day when you were very happy, 24 hours, poof, went off like a moment, isn't it? Another day you were little like this. On that day, 24 hours feels like 1,000 years, yes or no? So what this means is, only miserable people can have a long life. If you're joyful, it just gets over before you know what's happening. If you're very joyful, if you're blissful, before you know what's happening, it's gone. Hello? So, you need to understand this. Your experience of time and you thinking you're living long is a very silly idea. If you lived for 100 years, you just lived for a blimp of time, isn't it? And the space that we occupy is not even a speck of dust in this universe. How many problems can you have a speck? Hello? If an ant comes and tells you, I'm very stressed and my job every day, what do you think, you silly ant? Hello? Yes or no? That's what it is. So don't create too many problems. You are at least conscious that you're unconscious, that's a good beginning. That's a good beginning. Hello? For any solution to happen, first thing is to become conscious of the problem, isn't it? If you don't even know that there is a problem, where is the solution? At least you know the problem, I congratulate you for that. Those in the upper regions, anybody, please take the microphone, please.
Hello, Sadhguruji. Namaskar, welcome to Goa. It's a great opportunity for me to meet you, nice interaction. I am very much blessed. A simple question I would like to ask you. According to your definition, who will be the perfect human being according to you? Who is a perfect human being?
Who is the perfect human being?
Yes, according to you.
I haven't found any. I haven't found any because perfection happens only with death. Only dead people are perfect. Hello? Living people are a possibility. This moment you put your step here, you're fine, you put it there, boom. Hello? This is life. So, essentially when you ask who is the perfect human being, you are asking me to define what is that perfection. What should a human being be like? Should he have horns or halo or what for him to become perfect? See, you cannot define a human being because a human being is a possibility, not a product. If you don't explore that possibility, then you start putting people into frames and say, okay, this is good, this is bad, this is okay, this is not okay. These are all your nonsense. See, is it possible that somebody that you thought was horrible today could be the most wonderful human being? Is it possible? Somebody that you thought was too wonderful, today they turned horrible. Has that happened to you? Happened to you? Hello? Happened to you. So, a human being means it is a living possibility. You don't define that. The moment you define, you have killed it. That is why only the dead can be perfect. That is why everybody loves dead people. Everybody loves people who are not here because they are so perfect. We have a large center in Tennessee. Tennessee is a certain kind of country. It's in United States, it's a country by itself. So, this is a small little town. When we started almost 15 years ago, I'm walking in this little town. It's a one-horse town, one-street town. And I'm greeting people and smiling and walking. Some people… this is a town where I'm just at the right shade of skin. One shade darker than this cannot be there. I'm just on the edge. So when I say hello, somebody says hello. When I say hello, somebody says, I'm transparent. So I'm experiencing this for the first time and I say, okay. Then a man comes up, a huge man, over 6 feet tall, this wide, comes and stands close to me. I have to look at him like this. He comes and looks down at me like this and says, God loves us. Then I say, the way you are, only God can love you. Because, there must be such a big man, his wiring must be much longer than mine. So what went into his ears before it got there, I left. It takes time. So, God loves you means nothing. He has to love the mistakes he has made. If you make yourself in such a way, nobody around you can help loving you, then it's wonderful. Hello? Huh? You do this, please do this in your life, that you make yourself in such a way, any life that comes around you can't help loving you. Just make this effort. Hello? And then somebody may say, oh, he is the perfect human being. But you're still not perfect because you're not dead yet. Still there is a possibility you could become more beautiful or more horrible, something can happen, all right? You could do anything. This is why consciousness, that means you can't fix it. You have to live it. You can't say, I got PhD, so I'm perfect. There's no such thing. There are a lot of idiots with PhDs. I've been having a trouble avoiding these PhDs. Over 20 universities have offered me PhDs. I said, no, please, I would look so ridiculous. Dr. Sadhguru is the last thing I want. So, there is no such thing that you have become perfect. But if you make yourself in such a way, nobody can help loving you simply because of the way you are. Other people will think you're perfect, don't tell them you're not. Am I being horrible?
Namaskaram, Sadhguru.
Where are you?
Here, upstairs.
You must
On
tell
your
me,
left side.
12 o'clock, 1 o'clock.
On your left side. 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. Namaskaram, Sadhguru.
Okay, okay. This is 10:30.
10:30.
This question is the last.
Yes, last question.
I'm extremely sorry. This is not pertaining to safe soil. Although I want to be a part of this movement in any small or significant way possible, today I have a request. I am extremely lucky that I am having a glimpse of you and I'm getting to talk to you. But as you said, we all want more. So I request you, if you can give me the permission, I would like to come down and seek your blessings. Please, Sadhguru.
Up is a good position to receive blessings. Now, wherever you are, up or down, my blessings are with you.
Okay.
But you said you want to be part of it.
I really want to come down and…
No, don't come down, it's dangerous, you know. Don't do that. Anyway, see, if you're sitting in a plane, you should not say, the plane is going down. You must say it's descending. Like that, don't come down, okay? Come down means you must come down further south. That's where I am. About you wanting to be a part of Save Soil in a small way or a big way, why do you choose small ways, huh? Why don't you be big way? Because today, you have a phone with you?
Yes.
What is it, a smartphone or a dumb phone?
It's way smarter than I am, at least.
That's good you admitted that. So, what this phone means is, you will hold a powerhouse in your hands. What's your name?
Shruti.
Shruti, you can set the tune for the world. That's what Shruti means, you know. You can set the tune for the world because this phone, right now, if you want, because you're young, you want to send some silly messages to somebody, it's allowed. 10 minutes a day, do the silly messages. Remaining time, do something responsible. This is the first time. You are the first generation who has this power. You can sit here and talk to the entire world. The greatest human beings of the past, when they came here, if they spoke, hardly 10 people heard them. Hello? Yes or no? If a Rama, Krishna, Buddha, Jesus, whoever spoke, how many people you think heard them? Hardly 10 people heard them and 10 different versions they gave to us. Yes? Today, you have the power, you don't even have to come down. Sitting right there, you can reach the entire world. Yes or no? If you waste this opportunity, this is a crime, because you're empowered. If you did not have the power, that's different. You're empowered to create the world that you want to create. This is our time on the planet. This is our time on the planet. We must have it the way we want it. Hello? Yes or no? This is our time. It's a very brief time. It's a very brief time unless you're a miserable person. It's a very brief time what we have. But this brief time, we must have things happening the way we want, isn't it? If what we don't want is happening, obviously we are not using the empowerment that we have. We have learned to complain, but we have not learned to create. It's time, Shruti, that you must set the tune for Goa at least. I want everybody to come and tell me whether we like it or not, Shruti is making all the noise about soil in Goa. Will that happen?
Save soil!
Not just here, I already heard it, okay?
Let's make it happen, Goa!
Okay, that's good, but don't tell me because I am already converted, okay? Don't try me, try the other people. Because what is important right now is, in a democratic country, citizens should stand up and say, we are ready for long-term investments. If you don't give that assurance, our Honorable Chief Minister is on stage and also the ministers, union and state ministers. I want you to understand, I'm sorry sir, can I speak about this? What is the nature of their job? You have given them a 5-year mandate and country is full of problems, various kinds. In 5 years, if they don't do what you think they should do, they're gone. Right now they're on the top. If they're gone, where are they gone? Nobody knows where they're gone most of the time. If you had a job like this, that you're today right on the top, tomorrow morning you may just vanish and disappear, how would you act? You would try to do things to impress people within those 5 years, yes or no? Be honest about it, yes or no? And that's all that's happening in all democratic setups across the world. Unless citizens stand up and assure the government, if you take long-term steps, if you do something today which will produce results after 10 or 15 years, we are still with you. If you do not give this assurance, investments will not go into long-term well-being of this nation. Let's make it happen. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sadhguru. Thank you.